Motor Fleet Formula E Fords, E standing for economy, and really the rules are quite simple. Any Formula Ford 1600 car with outdoor board suspension and a superb start by one of the two only Irishmen in it, and we have even disaster down below us, unfortunately, and one of the Englishmen, Malcolm Barfoot, is taken out, but there is no doubt about the leader at the moment. It's Brian McMonigal.
And Richard Peacock is really closing up under braking here. Now he's going to have a go across the bottom of the circuit. Very experienced Peacock. He won't be rattled by this. He'll have a real go at slipstreaming him out through the chicane onto the straight.
Well, Brian McMonigal, a young farmer from Strabane, only in his second season of motor racing, and is he trying or is he not? Because Richard Peacock now trying to look for a space past him. The man in third place is Paul Longfield, also on the front row of the grid. McMonigal getting very wild there on him.
McGonigal really trying. In fact, I think he probably held Peacock up slightly. He's managed to get a gap between himself and Peacock, which is allowing Peacock to come under pressure from the next guy. So under braking here, if McGonigal keeps his cool, Peacock could be able to close. And he's kept it under control very nicely as they go past start and finish. But Peacock isn't beaten yet. You can be sure he'll be back again.
So there's the situation as they come up to complete the first lap. Brian McMonigal leads. Second place is Peacock. Third place, Longfield. Paul Longfield in third position. And then we have a long gap before the next runner. But can I just tell you, the other man that we lost on the very first lap was Gordon Wilson.
Peacock now making an effort, but he has having a lot of trouble closing on him here. I think actually the man has the legs of him. Yes, he hasn't gained at all across the bottom. In fact, now he's going to have a clear run at the chicane, and with any luck he'll be able to break the toe and get down to the hairpin clean.
In fourth place there, Roger Eccleston in the Crosley 40 of number 2, just going over the curbs there. But no doubt about it, and this is a very encouraging situation for the Irish-English Challenge later on in the afternoon. Brian McMonigal, a former pupil, incidentally, ironically, of the man that is just behind him, Brian Peacock, or Richard Peacock, I should say. And Richard, of course, runs the racing school here at Kirkistown. So there he is. Brian McMonigal, Richard Peacock in second place, Paul Longfield third, and McMonigal really streaking away at the moment. This is an extraordinarily dominant performance for Formula Ford.
Very unusual, Alan. He's really got his act together. In the first couple of laps, I thought he was really throwing it about too much. In fact, he may either lose it or slow himself down. But he's settled down now to a very neat, smooth, quick rhythm, and it's a very big surprise to me that he's pulling away from Peacock so easily.
Peacock, and you can see he's trying because he was out on the curbs there. Then we have Paul Longfield, then Roger Eccleston, and then in fifth place, number 52, is Brian Malarkey. Brian Malarkey also on his second visit here to Kirkistown. Arnie, curb hopping a little bit in Formula Ford, possibly not too kind on the motor car.
Well, in theory, if you do it, it slows you down and it's not very neat, but in practice, it tends to be used more as a method almost of keeping the car from sliding sometimes. The snag is if you slide over the top of the curb and the car grounds out, the tires don't make it steer, which, as you can imagine, makes it a bit more exciting.
Nice close-up there of Brian McGonigal really at work.
Very neat through the chicane that time.
Crosley 32F, one of the most frequently built Crosleys of all time. Again, you can see him coming out of Fisherman's, the double apex, very fast corner now into second gear, and a big slide on as he comes through the chicane, then right up through the box, and there's Peacock, right out over the curbs, Longfield, then a superb dice between Eccleston and in the fourth place, number 52, which is, of course, Brian Malarkey. Brian Malarkey, who was unfortunate enough to get involved in quite a bad accident when he came to Ireland last year, but staying out of trouble at the moment. But that's one to watch, that dice there for fourth place, and there they go.
This is very close stuff now, Alan. It's come up to start and finish.
Brian McMonigal there. Richard Peacock just going out of picture. Then a long gap, and there's the dice.
This is a braking situation now, Plum. If they can really have a go up the inside, oh, almost.
Paul Longfield, in fact, dropping right back into the clutches of Roger Eccleston and Brian Malarkey. So we have a tremendous dice for third place behind the leading man that we see here at the moment. There's the dice, just in the back of your screens. And there is Longfield with a lot of trouble on his hands now, because Roger Eccleston really trying hard in the 40F Crossley. 2 Van Diemen's with the Crossley in the middle.
I think Paul is slipping back. He's going to have problems if they come down to the hairpin. The 2 men behind him are really closing now. And I think if he isn't very careful and neat down here, they'll be in a position. On the last lap, they were almost beside him.
So Paul Longfield, third place there. There's the leader. Now completing his 5th lap of 15. 1/3 distance completed. Over 3 seconds in the lead from second place man at the moment, Richard Peacock, and there's not a lot that he can do about it, but there's the fact. Paul Longfield with this tremendous battle of Roger Eccleston and Brian Malarkey right on his tail. Longfield in the Van Diemen. It's the Van Diemen RF80. Behind him, the Crossley 40F, and then number 52 again in a Van Diemen RF80.
Brian Malarkey has now got himself to a very good position to tow past the Crossley. If he can really stay in the slipstream and pop out under braking. Look, he's getting closer now. Closer still. He's popped out in the slipstream. Can he make it? He's up level. No, back in again. Couldn't make it. He loses out under braking now.
Clarny, maybe he was being just a little bit too gentlemanly there.
Yes, maybe he should have just pushed him off. He's very close now as he goes past the start and finish. If he has enough speed to go through Detters beside him. Yes, and he's beside him in Detters. Dicey situation. Whoop, had to lift off. Which means he's in a bad position now as he comes down to Colonial 1. In fact, the Crossley is closing under braking. And again, Paul Longfield coming under severe pressure, but he's withstanding it very well.
So you're watching at the moment the dice for third place. There's the second place man, Richard Peacock. And you can see the leader, Brian McMonigal, disappearing away into the distance. This is the dice then for third place. Paul Longfield holding off the very pressing demands of Roger Eccleston. Third behind him, I should say, Brian Malarkey, a little bit circumspect, particularly when he comes down into the Detters stiff area of the circuit, because he really did have a big one there last year.
Roger Ecclestone now is in a good position. He seems to lose out. Oh, Paul Off, he's got his hand up. He's got his hand up. Mechanical trouble, unfortunately. Very sad. Smoke coming from the exhaust. I think he's had serious bother. Now that will leave these two to get on with it as they go down through Detters towards Colonial.
So the London Motor Fleet sponsored championship front runner there, Paul Longfield. Very disappointed indeed about that. The Deutrich man, I'm afraid, out of it now. So that, of course, brings number 2 there, Roger Eccleston from Stoke-on-Trent, up a place, up into third place. But he can't afford to relax for 1 second because the Birkenhead driver, Brian Malarkey, right on his tail.
If Malarkey times this right and comes through the chicane slightly quicker, he should be able to pull out this time earlier on the straight and perhaps make a clear pass to get through before the hairpin. Now he's nicely positioned now if they come out onto the back straight. He still needs to stay in. He's losing out too much as they come out, and it's taking him too long to get into the slipstream going down into the hairpin.
Brian Malarkey then, the man with it all to do for third place, remember, because way out in front we still have Brian McGonigal. In second place we have Richard Peacock, and this is the dice now for third between Roger Eccleston leading Brian Malarkey. Malarkey, a sales director, 38 years of age, was second in the first Formula E championship in England last year, and just about here had a very large accident at Kirkistown when he hit Derek M. Daly's car. They came together, I should say.
Malarkey's car seems to be slightly quicker at the end of each straight, so perhaps he has it very slightly geared differently. Again, he manages to close up here, but through the chicane he seems to lose out on the exit slightly, allowing the Crossley to get away from him. Oh, a slight mistake there, but he still has lost out on the exit, which is allowing Roger too much of a gap. He's only closing about now. If he was really good, he would pop out and keep it going, but again, He's just not reaching his fastest speed early enough along the straight. Oh, a big effort under braking. But again, turning in too early like that, he loses out. He'll have to get a good run at the chicane to come out much closer, and then I think, judging by his braking performance, he could probably get past.
Roger Eccleston, the Stoke-on-Trent driver, really doing very well to hold off all this pressure. He's in the motor trade, and at the moment he's looking really constantly at his mirrors and getting very out of shape at times as Malarkey continues to apply that pressure. Started off in Formula 1300, the little clubman's formula, and then retired and returned to racing in 1981. He was second in the Oulton Park Formula 4 Championship last year, and is now lying second also this year in that important championship. But there is the dice for third place. Way out ahead, Brian McMonagle, the Strabane man, absolutely dominating. There he is, dominating the proceedings this afternoon. Number 30 then, Brian McMonagle. He had a dominant Crosley win, and there's the dice, and Malarkey's trying on the outside. No, it's not, it's further down the field. Beg your pardon. That's in fact Jim Kelly involved there in a Crosley 25F. And it's Malarkey and through. Malarkey through up into third place now. And that was a bit fraught, Arnie.
Yes, a little bit of wheel banging through. Detter's a very fast place to indulge in that sort of entertainment. But he's going to be under really severe pressure here because the Crosley is quicker out of the chicane, out onto the back straight, and obviously will have a much better chance of towing past him before they get down to the hairpin.
So as we watch the leader coming down into the hairpin, Brian McMonagle waiting for a second place man, and then already catching up at some of the back markers there. Brian McMonagle there, second place man.
And Roger Ecclestone is doing it under braking, beautiful around the inside, but he's a wide exit. And oh, whoops! And he's managed to retain the lead. Brian Malarkey did very well there. I thought he had definitely lost the place, but as they go down through Detters, his car should be quicker around this circuit, around this portion of the circuit. We saw this before. Now the Crosley driver is trying on the outside. He shouldn't in theory be able to do this. They've been very close together, these two. Oh, real pushing and shoving job. Very good to see. Staying clear of the curbs, good idea, keeping the car nice and stable. Into Fisherman's now. And again, sliding wide, oh, letting Roger have a sniff at the inside. Now, if he comes out of the chicane quick enough, Roger should be able to make a clear break past him, but he's almost too close. He's being slowed down by the Van Diemen. Now he's in a nice position. If he tucks in to a slipstream, lets himself get towed down 3/4 of the straight and then pops out, he should be able to outbrake him. And here he comes. No, other side. Going to try the other side. Wrong side. Lost out.
Incidentally, behind them now in fifth place, we have number 11, Ray Fenton, 28-year-old driver from Manchester, who's also in a Van Diemen RF80. But obviously, the excitement here between Roger Eccleston and Brian Malarkey, and really getting a bit overwrought at times, but Malarkey now seems to have made that very useful break indeed in Formula Ford. Roger Eccleston is going to have to really be late on the brakes to close that gap, and that's just exactly what he's done.
Roger showing a lot of class here. Even though he's lost his place, he's putting tremendous pressure on Brian, trying to get past. He knows he's quicker slightly through this section than Roger's having a look at the inside again. I don't think he'll be able to get past before. If he just dropped back half a car length here, he could come out, I think, much quicker in the chicane. And here they come out onto the straight again. Crosley's in a nice position. He should stay in the tow and try to come out on this side of the white car, the white Van Diemen. He'll have to make one go at outbraking him. He's too far back now. He's not going to try it this lap.
So you're watching the dice for third place, and what a tremendous battle it is between Brian Malarkey, just in the lead at the moment, from Roger Eccleston. Don't forget, out in the lead, we've got Brian McMonigal from Strabane leading all the English contingent, probably slightly to their embarrassment. In second place, Richard Peacock. Then this dice for third, with Brian Malarkey third, Roger Eccleston fourth, number 11 Ray Fenton is in fifth place. Then we have number 1 Jim Kelly in sixth place, followed quite closely by number 21 Gavin Willis in seventh place, the young 19-year-old from Plymouth.
And these two are really tied together with a piece of string. We've been at this now for about 3 laps as they come up to the chicane. Again, the Crosley driver having another look. No, can't do it. Oops, a little bit wide there, but he's come out of very well. He's come out going possibly right in behind the Van Diemen. He's really tucked in well now. He's having a look. He's coming out this side.
And there's the leader, Brian McMonigal, coming up to complete his 14th lap and going on to his 50th. He's got 11.9 seconds ahead of Richard Peacock. He really has done it all his own way. Back markers in the way. There's Richard Peacock gone through. This is the battle now for third place, which is far from decided between Brian Malarkey and, of course, Roger Eccleston. Eccleston in the red car. They are right behind Malarkey's white Van Diemen, and they've only got about 4 corners to sort this one out, Arnie, and back markers in the way. Not a nice situation for drivers.
Really difficult now. They're coming up to pass this much slower car. If he lets, yes, he's waving them past. That should help him. Now these two have been under whoops, both got pushed wide, so they haven't really lost out one from the other. He's tucked in nicely going into the chicane again. He's going to have to make a big effort under braking down into the hairpin for the last time. This is Roger's last effort. He's coming out of the chicane nice and quickly. He's tucked in again.
So anything can decide this third place at the moment, but Brian McMonigal coming up towards the checkered flag now, and a really dominant win after a superb start. There it goes. What a win for the local man. In second place, Richard Peacock. And who is going to be third? It's really anybody's race between Malarkey. Malarkey gets it, leader out of the hairpin that time, and quite comfortably in third at the very end over Roger Eccleston. We lost number 11 Ray Fenton on the last lap, and that promoted Jim Kelly up into 5th place. So tremendous